The group behind today's demonstration, Indivisible Greater Vancouver, said they do not condone acts of vandalism or of violence, adding these actions aren't conducive to the kind of change they're pushing for.
Which is a lie, because let me tell you.
This was the Oregon one?
If there is a far left group, like this, regular old people wearing shirts and waving signs, and some dude ran up and opened fire on a Tesla dealership, not a single one of those people would provide any assistance to the police to stop him.
Correct.
If it was a group of right-wingers wearing American flag shirts and holding up signs, and a guy ran up and opened fire, they'd all be telling the cops everything they saw. They'd be doing interviews about it, and they'd say, arrest that guy.
And if it was in the right state, they'd be pulling out their guns and shooting them.
That's right. If it was in Texas,
I'm
you
just saying,
open fire in public.
You're in the right state. That happens, and it's you got a bunch of Trump supporters or a bunch of conservative people together, and they're in an open carry, or they're gonna defend themselves. They're gonna defend.
Well, let's just defend others.
Yeah.
Let's just clarify what this is. Trump says this is domestic terror.
It absolutely
and it is. But real quick, I want people to consider this. You are out in public, and a guy runs up and starts opening fire on a car dealership. There were employees there. There are customers. This is, it's terror.
It's a clean shoot.
If you are in a self-defense state, people are going to start firing back. Yeah. It's going to get really bad. So we cannot tolerate this.
This is unquestionably political, and it is intended to frighten people. The point is to scare people.
That's what terrorism is.
That's exactly what terrorism is. That's my point.
That's what Condoleezza Rice said. Terrorism is designed to terrorize the community.
Yeah, the whole point of this is to scare people away from purchasing Teslas, scare people that have Teslas, and it is without question politically motivated because Elon Musk is working with the government for.
And the guy said,
it is unquestionably terrorism, and the government should come down as hard as they are legally allowed to.
And just 4 months ago, this was more of a left issue. Support green, support electric vehicles.
No, it was never actually supporting green or anything. It's always been a cover for socialism. The point is to get control. The point is not that they give a crap about environmental issues. The point is all about socialism.
That's why Tesla's, I believe the story was that Biden had like an electric car summit and didn't invite Tesla.
That's right.
Oh,
and
wow.
in
It's
fact,
not about green anything.
No.
Yeah, and Biden also had these like EV rebates if you buy EVs, and Tesla was not included in that too. I always thought that it was both political, but also because Tesla's a non-union shop.
So it's always been about Elon. It's always about taking a hack at Elon.
But also Biden was in the pocket of the auto workers union. So that was part of it too.
So it's always been about taking a hack at Elon.
Well, it's not so much this. It hasn't always been about taking a hack at Elon. It's been about taking a hack at Elon since Elon came out as not supporting the left or Democrats.
Right.
But the idea of the environmental movement being about the environment is absolutely BS. If they actually were about the environment, they would actually be pro-nuclear.
Correct.
But they're not pro-nuclear. They want to, because nuclear works far too well, and then you end up with people with an abundance of energy. It is able to power the capitalism that makes modern society possible. The renewable energy that they endorse, things like windmills, solar, that would actually, you would have to cut back the amount of energy that you use, and that's the goal, because they don't like capitalism.
Also, windmills are not environmentally sound when you take into consideration the effort of their production.
I saw a report where it takes more energy or a bigger carbon footprint to run a windmill than it does the power it produces.
You ever see what the anchor at the base of a windmill looks like?
It kills
it's
birds.
At the base, it's all concrete and rebar.
Right.
That's straight up petroleum. You don't get concrete without petroleum.
Here's some useless trivia to waste your time. We say windmill. They're wind turbines, but colloquially we say windmill because they had wheat mills where they would grind the wheat. Here's another funny bit for you, and the wind would spin it. And you know where a treadmill comes from? A torture device, where they would take prisoners and force them to stand on a wheel and keep walking, and the wheel would spin and it would mill grain into flour.
Really?
Yeah, and it was considered punishment They'd have people walking for hours a day, stepping up on this wheel, spinning it.
I bet they were toned,
Yeah.
though. You know, they were toned.
They were jacked up.
Prisoners were ripped.
It makes some bread, though.
That's right. Well, maybe if Trump arrests these far leftists, he will have them work the treadmill so that we can have fresh bread.
Somebody's got to come down hard on this situation. This could really get bad.
Ray Dalio
could really get bad.
Ray Dalio wrote in 2021, I believe it was, and they published this a section of his book on Time Magazine in 24, that we were entering some kind of civil war. Now, what I can't stand about a lot of these people, and with all due respect to Ray Dalio, we'd love to talk to him, is that they keep playing this thing where they're like, where do you want, he writes in his book, do you want to live under a fascist dictatorship or a communist dictatorship? And I'm like, well, neither. It's a good thing. The only thing we're concerned with is the communist side. We can fight against that because Trump's not a fascist. And these people always do this where they're like, both sides are getting more extreme. And I'm like, Trump's side is not getting more extreme. Trump is a 90s Democrat. If anything, he's just moderate. And he's actually even a little bit left-leaning from where the right used to be. So what about anything that Trump has done has been far-right extremism? Or more importantly, what about anything that Trump's done, what about it is fascistic? Has he taken over the steel industry, nationalized it, and forced the production of weapons? Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.